Hi there. I thought I'd do a quick video looking at downloading free plans from the internet for building our model aircraft and how we can print them. What is the best way that suits you? Now, anybody who's seen my video channel before will know that I love building from plans. Most of the things I build are built from plans that I've downloaded for free. And I often have a large scale plan on the wall which I find incredibly useful for just looking at and trying to work out what's going on, trying to convert this two-dimensional drawing into a three-dimensional plane on my workbench. Now, there are thousands, tens of thousands of free plans that we can download from websites like Outerzone and Aeroplane. And if you have a look in the description below this video, there will be a link to both of those websites. There's also not only the free plans on these websites, but also articles, build articles, because a lot of them were published in magazines. So there's a whole plethora of information there. And the files that we download for the plans are usually PDFs, but there are CAD files and other types of files that can be really useful. In this video, I just want to be talking about PDFs. Now, when we get a PDF that we've downloaded from somewhere like Outerzone, it's really useful to know that if we print it out full size at 100%, that we're going to get a plan that is 100%, that is actually the correct size for the model that we want to build. And there's a really easy way to do this. If we go into the if we open the plan in Adobe Acrobat Reader, then there is a tools section and we can select measure, and we can actually measure on the plan. So the best thing we can do is to go from the center line of the wing to the tip of the wing, and this is a 49-inch wingspan build. So if we measure that distance, it should come out at what, 24.5 inches. And if we get that when we measure it in Adobe Acrobat Reader, we know that that plan, if printed out at 100%, is going to give us a full-size plan. And I'll show you in a second how to print these large-scale plans on an A4 printer, and you'll see in that where I actually measure the wingspan. Now, these large-scale plans I take to my local printers and I get them printed, and it costs me about £3.50 sterling for a large-scale plan like this, and this is an AO plan. So I think that is a pretty reasonable price, £3 sterling. I have found print shops where they want to charge you considerably more than that. And if you're looking for a print shop, I find that the best places are those that are used to doing building plans or landscape plans, rather than places that are perhaps more art orientated and are looking at doing colour posters and more kind of intricate design work. They tend to charge a little bit more, to my mind anyway, my experience. So this is where I get these large scale plans printed. But you know, we don't have to do that. We haven't always got access to a print shop, and sometimes the prints aren't large like this. They're fairly small if we're building a small model. And so what we can do is we can print them out on our A4 printers. And it's a really good, easy, economical thing we can do at home if we've got an A4 printer, of course. And have a look at this, and I will show you how you can print those plans using a poster method on a standard Adobe Acrobat program. And this is on a PC. I don't use a Mac, so I suspect it's very similar, but as I say, I only use PCs. But take a look at this and I'll show you how to print these large plans on an A4 printer. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is open the plans, and we do that in Adobe Reader, which is free to download onto your PC. And here you can see we've got the plans for the quiver. We've got the side elevation, fin, rudder, and at the bottom here we've got the plan view of the fuselage. And this is a 2-page plan. If we just flick down to the second page, we've got the wing, and we've actually got both. You can see there's an outline here for the left and the right. We've got the wing ribs, and we've got the tailplane and the elevator. Now, if we click back up to the fuselage, now if we're interested to see how big this paper needs to be to print this out, we can go File, Properties, and in the advanced properties down at the bottom here, we will see paper size, and that tells us how big our paper needs to be and the number of pages that we've got. So if we click on OK to get rid of that. Now, just before I do that, this is in inches. If we want millimeters, if I close that OK, what we can do is we can go to Edit, Preferences, and we can change the page units from inches to millimeters. I'm going to leave this on inches for the moment. Now, it's always useful when you've got a plan to check whether it's been copied at 100%. And if that's the case, that's great. Most plans are 100%, and we print them at 100%. But the way I check them is if I go down to the wing, so flick down to the second page, what we can do is we can measure the length of this wing. Now, we know this model has a 45-inch wing span. So if I measure from the wing tip to the wing center line here, that should be about 22.5 inches to give us our 45-inch wingspan. So what I will do is I will go to Tools up here, the tool menu. If I click on that, we then go to Measure, click on that, and Measure will appear here in the toolbar. So we will just click on the measuring tool, and you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, this tells us the distance. So if we go from the wingtip with the cross, click on that, and then we just drag that line all the way across to the center line. And if we look in the bottom right-hand corner, that's giving us spot on 22.5 inches. So 2 wings, 45-inch. These plans are obviously at 100%. So if we print them at 100%, we will get full-size plans for our 45-inch wingspan model. So if we choose the File menu and we come all the way down to Print, select that, and this will open our Print menu. Now, this is already selected on the poster printing page because it's a large plan. If it's not, we can just click on Poster. And this is the method we are going to use to print this full size on 6 sheets, you can see shown here, of A4 paper. Now, we've got 100% selected, so it will print this at 100%. So we will get it full size for the model that we want to build. If we select Cut Marks, that will leave little marks on the paper that we can help to use when we can use to help line up the 6 sheets of paper when we stick them together. Now, we can have an overlap, so there's a bigger overlap in the print, which makes it easier for joining the pieces of paper together, perhaps, but it does use more paper. I think the maximum you can have is 50 mil. If I change that there, you see, to 50 mil, and if I just click on that, it's gone to 8 pieces of paper rather than 6. I don't really think you need that kind of overlap. I think that's kind of a bit of a waste. So I would change that to 5 mil, and that will probably allow us, to do that over the 6 pieces of paper. And that's really all we need to do. Now, if I click on Print, now we should, after a little bit of thinking, hopefully get our prints. Now, this is quite an old printer, but it's just a colour inkjet, and it does the job that we need. We'll see them coming off now. Right, well, I've now got my plans off the printer, and we've got 2 sets for the 2 plans, 6 in each pile. So we'll put the wings on one side and we'll just have a quick look at the fuselage ones. And we can see that we've got the tick marks. Hopefully that shows up there, which just aids us when we're sticking them together or lining them up to stick together. And what I usually do is cut off one side, so I will cut off from the tick mark coming up at the edge of the plan, and then that can be, oh, I've done that in the wrong order and then that can be laid on top so we don't have a white band. The other thing I would do is where we know that we have straight lines, such as coming down the back of the fuselage here and along the bottom of the fuselage, I'll use a ruler just to double check that I've got that absolutely straight before I sellotape it, glue it, whatever, together. And as I said, we've got the other 6 plans here for the wing. And there you go, I've just trimmed off the excess off the side and the bottom of some of them and put these out so you could see what they look like. And here we have our full-size plans, and I haven't stuck them together yet. I'll do that in a second, and then I need to get on and do the wings. But just to give you an idea of how easy this is. So hopefully you can see now how easy it is to get free plans for our model aeroplanes online and to print them out, whether we want to go to the commercial printers and get the full-scale ones like this, or which are equally as good, do them at home on our A4 printers. I mean, there are literally tens of thousands of free online prints on sites like AutoZone and Aeroplane. So we've got no excuse to start building from plans. So good building and good flying.